Okay, what's going on, everybody? Loic 3 at Midnight Comments. I'm just gonna keep saying that. I can't get Loic 3 out of my head. So, joined by the beautiful and my lovely wife, Luscious Game, Tashi J. Tashi J is in the building. And of course, we are live on Instagram as well. We are back with another What If Wednesdays, although Marvel isn't doing What If Wednesdays anymore, right? Or What If on Wednesdays anymore. That's gonna mess up the screen. She's working on her camera and stuff, but like I said, we're doing What If Wednesdays. And of course, the big question is, what the heck are we gonna do if there's no Marvel What If? So I'm gonna let Tashi J go in depth about what this is gonna be. I don't know, because I want to hear you talk. I'm not a dumb. Anyway. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to send you the invite to get on, right? Right. While I'm doing that, she's going to explain what If Wednesdays is going to be about. That's your cue.
Well, I was trying to fix my camera stuff.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
No what if speak today? I'm hurt. No, there will be some what ifery here.
He said what ifery.
Oh, so.
So, it's cats. Got it. So from now on, we're going to be what ifing our own stuff. Since we are, of course, Midnight Comics, we have our own stories that we have that we can what if away with.
What's going on?
What up, real? What go on, brother? But yeah, so we can do some crazy what if verses with our characters against characters that already exist. What ifs in our universe, where what if this happens instead of this, just like what Marvel did already. And then what if our
What's going on,
characters were in a different verse.
Yeah.
So versus what if in universe, what if out of universe, and maybe a couple other things. We will figure that out.
Yep. But before we get started, for those of you guys that are watching on Twitch, this is going to be a great segue for what our what if thing is going to be today. Bear with me, Instagram. I am showing a trailer because 5 hours ago, Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2 teaser trailer dropped. So I'm just going to show that really quick.
Even though we still don't get it until next year.
There's no subtitles, unfortunately.
We'll get the subtitles tomorrow.
Subtitles tomorrow? It looks amazing, but we're doing what ifs. What's going on, CNS? So we're gonna be we're doing What If Wednesday still, although again there's no Marvel What Ifs, but we're gonna be talking about our characters. So after this trailer goes off on this side, we'll segue into that. Oh, did that say January 9th? I'm sorry.
Oh, so we don't have to wait until December? I'm with it.
Correct me if I saw that wrong. What?
I'm with it. If I don't have to wait until next December, I'm with it.
Nah, it's a winter one. It has to be coming out late next year. Maybe that was September 1st, 2022. But anyway, the segue is, what if Izanagi and Izanami faced off against all of the Titans? All 9 of the Titans, because separately, I do believe wholeheartedly that they're dropping them. But, what point do we have the preview?
January is winter.
Oh, January is winter, but I thought it was like an end of the, beginning, whatever. I thought it was like Dr. Stone comes on at the end of the year. Right. Oh.
Okay.
And goes into January. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, if you guys haven't read Chapter 0 of The Unbeloved, it's not really spoiler talk. I do believe the preview... If you guys visit midnightcomics.org at the moment, we have a preview. I just knocked her phone over again. My bad. That's the last time I'm getting on. I do believe our preview goes up to the point that we're going to be discussing today. So if you guys want to pull that up and check out what they're doing up until that point, the preview is free. Is it a homework assignment? Pop quiz, everybody. If you haven't already, be sure to go to midnightcomics.org and go ahead and read the preview for The Unbeloved Chapter 0 right now. So you be ready for this conversation. Or buy it. I mean, it's available digital, I wouldn't be mad at it. So get your books out, ladies and gentlemen. We have an assignment today. Can Izanagi and Izanami defeat the Titans? Oh, you know what? It gets up to the point where they're fighting, Orochi. In Chapter 0, the preview. Alright, so, This is gonna be like a base level one. The next couple that we have will be a little bit more in depth, and we may revisit this one, give you guys a chance to check it out a little bit. Kevo Kage, what's going on? I guess you guys can't see the picture that I have on the screen. I mean, Twitch can, but can I put that? It's on the Google Drive.
Save it to your
I did save it to my phone. No, I did not.
You just make my life complicated.
I am making your life complicated. Pull it up on yours. Oh, you don't have the Google Drive on your phone? Oh. 1 second, Instagram. We're getting sorted out. Just thought about some stuff and gonna get that going. All right. So, Instagram. Thank you for doing all those. Yeah. Go to midnightcomics.org. Look at the free preview. These are the characters. All right. Izanagi and Izanami. Who are they? Right. So they are Shinto deities. In real Japanese lore. Right. But what we did in ours, we did hold very true to their characteristics, if you would. So there's a lot of similarities between the lore version of the characters and our version of the characters. So as you can see, Izanagi is wielding his jeweled spear on there. And again, everybody that's watching on Instagram. I have been summoned.
Sorry.
But yeah, so go ahead. Again, anybody that's just coming in, hello, of course. And go to midnightcomics.org and check out the preview for the Unbeloved Chapter 0. Those are the characters we're going to be talking about. Those are look at the pictures and all that other good stuff. Hello, everybody. Greetings. Because again, I don't have the picture behind me on Instagram or anything like that. That's on me. I'll be more better prepared next week. I do have it for the people on Twitch, so if you guys want to watch it on Twitch as well, we're on twitch.tv/midnightcomics. All of that good stuff. Bear with me. I'm getting my stuff pulled up on my end. Boom. Okay. So, little backstory on the characters, right? So,
what up, cousin?
What's going on? Alright, so, Izanagi, also known as He Who Invites. That's what his name translates to. Izanami, same thing. She Who Invites. Right? So, he's got a jeweled encrusted spear that is, he's so strong, essentially, that he's famed with revealing the land masses. What's going on, Chicks and Giggles? We are talking about if our characters from the Unbeloved, there we go, Chapter 0, if they have what it takes to face off against the Titans.
Hey, Jazz.
How you feeling? So yeah, so basically he's credited with revealing the first land masses of Japan, right? So he stirred the waters, right? And that's what caused the waters to recede. That's what he's credited with. As when, of course, the two of them, depending on which book you read, either the Kojiki or the Nihon Shoki, which is the ancient texts of Japan, if you would, they birthed all of the notable gods of the Shinto religion. Now, they, in our story, are tasked with bringing order and structure to the shapeless chaos that is the world, right? So their job is simply take out all the yokai, demons, evil spirits, all that other stuff all that jazz that's ravaging Japan. And again, visit midnightcomics.org really quick. The free preview is on there. Check out, it's the first 5 pages or so. On the last page, you get to see the first thing that they're fighting in this book. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about their powers a little bit, right? So, of course, they're godlike beings, right? So, their physiology already, they're way stronger than normal human beings. So, of course, super strength, semi-immortality, right? Because we've never seen, in lore, we've never heard anything about Izanagi dying, right? And so, of course, I wanted to keep that same right. When have we ever heard of any of the gods dying of old age, right? So I have basically, so they've got semi-immortality. Izanagi later on has the ability to do what's called energy transfer, where essentially he passes his essence onto the people of Onigoro Island, which become the Shinshoku, which is what's basically, it translates to God's hand, or the priests that do the rituals and stuff like that over there, right?
Basically his disciples.
His disciples, if you would. So, anyway, so trying to, I don't know why I want to keep it brief. We're talking about these comics. I'm going to ramble and talk about my comics. So what are the Shinchoku? We're gonna go into all of that later, but Izanagi specifically, superhuman strength, high durability. He's semi-immortal, has the ability to transfer his essence and energy off to people, and he has some air manipulation abilities. He's not like airbending or anything like that. But what I mean by that is, he's already strong enough that if he swings his spear, it's a ridiculously powerful attack. But with his air manipulation, he's able to increase that even more so, right? He can run on the air, right? Stuff like that, right? Air dancing, as they called it in Dragon Ball, but he can't fly. He runs on air itself. So though that's pretty much his abilities in a nutshell, right? He's really just super strong. And can add some extra oomph behind his attacks with his slight air manipulation abilities, right? We'll move on to Izanami, who, in my opinion, brings more oomph to the battle, if you would, right? Her abilities, her blade allows her to manipulate nature, right? So she's able to tap into more elements and stuff with the blade, right? So she's able to shoot fire through it, ice and all this other stuff. And so I actually have them doing this combo attack later on where Izanagi swings so hard that he's causing this almost vortex or what have you. And she freezes the air in the water that's in the air right then and creates a glacier, right? So stuff like that, little combo attacks. And although it's like, oh, all he can do is strike fast or hard enough to cause a vortex, stuff like that. Together, they're like an near unstoppable force, in my opinion. But her abilities, again, so she can nature manipulation. She's just as strong as he is. The durability, if there's any difference in durability, it's the slightest of margins. But she's faster than him. She's faster than him. She's got a little bit more grace in her technique. In regards to her sword play and what have you. He's more easy to read, right? If you get into one of those, somebody's observing somebody's movements to find a way to get past him. He's very I'm swiping you with my sword right now, kind of almost very obvious. He's heavy. Thank you. He's very heavy.
He's the big, heavy character.
And deliberate, right. He's very heavy and deliberate in his movement, at this point in his story. But yeah, so anyway, so she's definitely more graceful, but her main ability, again, she's still got the same amount of strength, stuff like that, but her sword play and her tank, thank you, she's more graceful and her technique is a little bit more
I went fighting games,
intricate.
He went battle royale.
He went back, right. And so with that being said, we have somebody that's able to essentially, one can create vortexes, the other one can manipulate nature, right?
Both are super strong.
And they're both ridiculously strong. And again, midnightcomics.org, look at the preview, get the comic digitally if you want to go ahead and check their feats and stuff like that. Now let's move over to the Titans briefly. And I don't know who all is all caught up on Attack on Titan. No worries, we're not really going to be talking spoilers for it. I don't think there's a real need to even have to worry about that. So of course, first off, Eren Yeager's Attack Titan, right? So we know by the time we get to the end of the series, of course, he can harden.
I mean, the easy thing is to give pretty much everybody in tandem except for him.
Everybody in tandem except him. The female Titan, she can. I mean, I guess her whole thing is just she can fight and she can harden.
She's fast.
She's fast and she can harden herself.
They all have regeneration.
They all have regeneration,
they
right?
Technically, all have the hardening ability.
Do they? Because the Beast Titan ain't got no hardening ability.
I guess he doesn't.
And Bertolt.
At least we haven't seen him. So I would say the female Titan.
Mm-hmm.
What is Reiner?
Reiner's the Colossal Titan.
Colossal Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And Eren. They all have hardening.
They all have. Oh, and the Warhammer Titan.
The Warhammer Titan.
Okay.
Literally the whole thing.
So we've got So those couple can harden. The Beast Titan, what is his significance? I mean, he plays baseball.
Smart.
They're all smart.
I don't.
he doesn't really bring nothing to the table. So just kind of, I guess the worry is the female Titan, which that sucks that's the name. Like there was nothing else special about that Titan.
What if a dude eats the holder of the female Titan?
Right. Now, and y'all acting like the cart Titan ain't a female too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's a whole side tangent. All right, so female Titan is fast and can harden. The cart Titan is just fast because other than that, there's no real benefit.
She carries. She could
bring.
She's their wagon.
Okay, she's their wagon. Okay. Then there's I forget what it is. Is it the jaw or something like that? Mm-hmm. The jaw Titan. His bite is harden. His. No, he can't. He can bite through the hardening technique. He can't harden anything.
I'm saying his teeth are hardened.
Yeah.
24/7.
Right. His face is hardened and his teeth. And so that's his significance. He can bite. He's smaller, but he's pretty fast.
He's fast and strong.
The Colossal, we saw him on the second episode. He's another tank. No, he's not the Colossal Titan. He's the Armored Titan. Bertholdt is the Colossal Titan.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, who are you talking about, Rainer?
He shoots out a lot of steam. He's just super hot to be next to. He shoots out steam and he's ridiculously huge. Sweet she said. And then the Warhammer Titan. I see the issue with the Warhammer Titan because you gotta find her.
Trying to fight her.
Right, like she's
right. The Warhammer Titan is the only one, I guess,
that transforms outside of.
Haven't gotten that far, but this is the very least is in the anime.
Yeah,
this is stuff that's all been animated.
Yeah,
the end of things. The end hasn't been. But you have to find her because she's the only one that's not in the net.
In the net, right?
She could be almost anywhere. So to make it brief, Founding Titan can turn the subject of Ymir into Titans. If they've had spinal fluid, can control Titans, can alter the memories of subjects of Ymir only.
Y'all let me know if y'all can hear her on Twitch, just making sure.
Probably not, because when I downloaded the video the other week, you couldn't hear me.
Okay.
The mic's too far away.
So she's reading about what the Founding Titan and stuff can do?
Reading, just kind of doing a brief overview.
Just a brief overview.
That I put down, because it's easier that way.
Okay.
To go through one at a time. Yeah. While the Founding Titan is definitely the most OP, most of what it can do as far as controlling stuff only works on other Titans. Oh, okay. That works. Only works on other Titans and those who are subjects of Ymir, which are those who can become Titans. Mm-hmm. So the Founding Titan can't alter anyone else's memories or bodies. Which is so.
Right.
Who is that going to affect? And then, of course, they all have strength. Mm-hmm. Brute strength. Armored Titan is, of course, even stronger, supposedly, than most, because they can cover themselves in hardening and bust through stuff.
Right.
They have armor-like skin that's almost impenetrable unless you hit it enough times, because we saw that happen. And sharp claws, so that they can climb. The Attack Titan, which was what someone initially had.
Right.
Before they also received the Founding Titan, was to receive the memories. They can see the past, present, and future, but they can only see their own past, present, and future. That's not on here.
And of the holders. Anybody
and
that's...
of all the previous holders of the Attack Titan.
Yeah.
This isn't stuff written on there. I just know this. I read them up. And then it can fight. But it has to learn to fight first.
Right.
Oh, the Beast Titan can actually take on the physical characteristics of different animals.
Oh, he just chooses to keep doing
between all the different inheritors of the Beast Titan.
Interesting.
Other than that, the basic stuff. It's super strong. It's really big.
Okay. Well, then with that being said, honestly, so we'll start with one-on-one, and then we'll create the scenario of all 9 of them.
Has better endurance because of being a cart for so freaking long.
So, honestly, one-on-one, I'm not seeing any of them being a threat, except...
And it's fast.
Colossal Titan, Warhammer Titan. Those are the only two in like a 1v2 or whatever. If they ran into them, is this even a contest? Not really.
No, but we're going to discuss it anyway.
But we're going to discuss it anyway. You've read. You've read it. Kelly, what's going on? I see you. How's it going?
What up, other cuz?
But yeah, so honestly, again, so Cart Titan. I mean, none of them really have the attack potency to do a lot of damage to Izanagi and Izanami.
Honestly, the worst would be the Warhammer Titan, in my personal opinion, because the
Yeah.
Warhammer Titan can not only harden all of its body and stay hardened, but it can also make weapons from its hardening.
That's where the problem would lie.
And
can they
user
tank?
Isn't in the neck, so
Yeah, she's on IG, bro.
So even if they figure that out, that the Titans are in the neck, so they just slice the neck. The Warhammer Titan isn't, and it can harden.
Right.
So now you gotta find it.
So, yeah, Cart Titan, done. Jaw Titan. I mean, there's no way they're gonna let something come and chomp down on them. So it's. Oh, I mean, I guess it can claw at people. But I don't think it would even get to that point. Honestly, it doesn't. It does not have the attack potency because their durability is absolutely ridiculous. And again, check out the comment. But their durability is absolutely ridiculous. And although they, right here they look normal, they are the Shinto gods, right? Their physiology is not that of normal humans, right? And there's a little bit more to them that I can't go into with you now. You got to read it. In regards to how they come to pass, how they come to be, if you would. I'll parking lot that there. Read it. But in regards to their again, there's no. What's this?
That looks cool.
Ooh, that does look cool.
That's just a giant.
That's the Beast Titan when somebody else had him.
Yep.
It looks like a ram.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, it's a sheep. Yeah, bighorn sheep.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is actually.
There we go.
That's cool.
Right there, the second one right there. That's somebody else as the Beast Titan. Somebody else as the Beast Titan.
That looks cool.
That looks really cool. That looks really cool. But the female Titan's fast. I guess she could fight and stuff. I think
she can fight, and she can fight really good Annie's a great fighter, and apparently the female Titan can inherit abilities easier than other Titans. But what's that going to do for you in the end?
I think if she's fighting somebody that's as tanky as Izanagi, she can get out of the way of a couple of attacks.
I think so.
But
especially since we're going to take them as the current holders, which means Annie is a very well adept fighter.
Mm-hmm. And Izanagi's one where it's just like, oh, you actually hit me. Oh, my nose is bleeding or something. Now things are getting interesting, right? Like, again, he's tanky and he likes a good fight. So I think he'll have fun, but the moment he starts getting serious,
typical manga anime.
He's your typical.
Actually, I guess he's more like a villain, because the villain usually does
Yeah.
that.
I'm sorry. Beast Titan has only ever played baseball against his opponents, just about where they're just throwing a bunch of stuff at them. Nothing's happening.
Throwing giant rocks at Izanagi and Izanami isn't going to do anything to them.
No. Now, how much? So, based on what we're seeing, what we have for their feats and stuff like that, the steam from the Colossal Titan, I feel like might catch them off guard briefly. Like, ooh, what's emanating that much heat, right? But again, with Izanami being able to tap into elements,
not to mention, even if it was an issue, they would just wait until Bertolt steams out.
I don't feel like Izanagi is not the type to sit back and just.
I said they could wait.
Yeah, Izanagi would be like, ooh, can this actually hurt me? And jump right in there and be like, ooh, this is actually hot. Never felt anything this hot before. Okay, cool. Jumps right in. I feel like together they would change the element of the steam around him and turn it into something to harm him or something like that.
Turn it into poison gas.
Turn it into poison gas. Right.
Then again, I don't know exactly much about the Titan's physiology to know about breathing. I mean, they obviously breathe oxygen, and since they are humans in there, I assume O2 hurt them.
CO2?
Yes. I assume carbon
dioxide
would harm them.
Yeah.
Internally.
Yeah. Of course, it wouldn't kill them, because the only way, of course, to kill them is... Now, how fast do you think they would realize that the only way to kill them is to chop their nape?
I don't know. It might take a minute.
You think it might take a minute?
Depends, unless somebody accidentally chops the nape off and
you'd be like, oh, hey.
Because everything else is going to regenerate. Now, I will say this, they're going to start regenerating, and Izanagi is the type of, I don't remember what anime anime or manga was, where he's like, okay, well, we're just gonna start chopping things off until it sticks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He would definitely go.
It's like, oh, I chopped your leg and you're coming back.
Chop off your head. Oh, that's.
Or no.
His sword is huge, so
right.
It's definitely stronger than their little swords.
So off rip, like, you know, even 1v1, unfortunately the only one that I feel like would be a good fight is Warhammer versus Izanagi and Izanami.
The hardening would give them trouble.
Man.
Because I don't think their swords can cut through that.
No, I don't think so either. But they're resourceful. I feel like Izanagi would be like,
just run them until they're tired, wear them down.
Yeah.
So they have to just come out regardless, and then they'll probably have no problem just killing the human.
To add to it, the hardening or the way that she used it on Eren to pierce through him, it wouldn't pierce through them in regards to how durable they are. Again, they're let me nip this in the bud. They're more durable than the Titans at their hardening peak, right? They might get pushed back, huh?
I think if they hardened, used a weapon, and stabbed them, it would cause injury.
I feel like at most. I feel like at most, remember Infinity War, where Iron Man did all that and he just scratched it. Like, I imagine she fills the whole field up with the spikes and stuff and pushes them back into a building or something. Be like, oh, okay, drop of blood, bet, let's go.
Like, I see scuffs and scrapes and maybe some blood.
Yeah. But that's...
Not to be like, you know, they're not completely... In
oh, no, not at all. Not at all. But, yeah, there's now all together, right? So at the end of the series, don't want to spoil anything.
So by the end of what has currently been animated, we can
anime. All right, so that's the only point when all the Titans was in this. Well, I guess the female Titan wasn't there, but I was about to say that was the only point when all the Titans were in one spot in regards to the anime.
That's the point we've gotten to in which we've seen all the Titans that all the shifting Titans that exist. So.
Except for Annie. Because she was still locked up.
But we have seen her.
Oh, I was saying all in one spot, so I was trying to build the scenario. All right, so let's say Izanagi and Izanami were traveling the world as they do, and they happened upon that city when the first couple episodes of Season 4, Part 1 start. Eren transforms, bam, is destroying stuff, and then all the Titans pop up. And then here they come. Hey, you got not go, you know, sound like Goku for a second, but hey, I'm Goku. It's me, Goku. You're pretty strong, right? So
it's me, Goku.
Set the battlefield, that the town, whatever that city was, right? But instead of them fighting each other, Izanagi and Izanami made themselves known. Everybody realizes, oh, they might be the threat. Insert Annie there, right? Just for the sake of whatever reason, right? And so now it's all the Titans noticing Izanagi and Izanami as a problem. Battle takes place. All 9 of the Titans start taking off towards them. I guess with that being said, it wouldn't have been Bertolt as the Colossal Titan.
It wouldn't, because at this point.
At this point, it's
spoilers.
Armin, yeah.
Armin is now. I don't remember how far away that. I don't think he cares.
Yeah. But okay, so all of them go charging at them at the same time. And based on kind of how the card Titan works, she hangs back mostly as support to pop up if most of the time, if the Beast Titan is downed and he gets ripped out of his whatever and he's injured or whatever, she usually, she never really popped up for the other ones like that.
If she was there,
they were all there about to getting their tails whooped, and the only person that she seems to keep popping up for is the Beast Titan.
Were they out of there?
Man, homie, the Jaw Titan, she should have went and picked him up, tried to pick him up, because he got taken down, and then homegirl, the Warhammer Titan, she should have picked her up and dragged her away, because it was like, they done pulled you out, and you just hardened around yourself to protect yourself. She should have went in there and tried to do something to distract her and get her out of there. I'm good. It don't even matter at the yeah.
He's like, I don't know when I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, okay. So you're good.
He's gonna watch it regardless. That's why I was like, I don't think he cares. He gonna watch it regardless eventually.
Yeah. So essentially, at this point, they figured out. And again, for anybody that hasn't watched it, what are you doing? It's been a year since the previous season. But essentially, they found out that there was more than just, again, spoilers, Attack on Titan. They found out that there's more world out there. It wasn't just the island, right? Modern day is happening outside of that island, right? Humanity wasn't dubbed down to just those people on that island. No, the king led his people to that island, wiped their memory, and that's why they've just been chilling on the island.
That's where the shifters came.
That's where, right? Everybody else in the rest of the world has just been living life normal, right? Now the world does know of the existence of the Titans, the Marlians, Eldians,
and Eldia.
Yeah,
the Eldians just don't know about them.
Right, and so what happens is, just to give the short version, essentially our protagonists figure out that's crazy. Essentially, our protagonists figure out, oh, there's more stuff out there, and they have been taking the people, our race of people, and dropping them off here, injecting them with the spinal fluid thing so they could turn and throwing them over the wall and turning them into Titans. That's messed up. No,
more nuanced than that.
It's more nuanced than that. But essentially, yeah, the Marlians were sending the Eldians to the island to attack the Eldians, right? So he's turning the Eldians into more Titans to go and kill off the Eldians that are on the island. So of course, by the time we get to the end of season 3, beginning of season 4, they killed all the Titans on the island and said, all right, everybody that's been doing this to us, it's y'all's turn. So they go. They've got Zeppelins and stuff. They're flying over there and they attack this city. And Eren, of course, jumped the gun in regards to the plan. But turns into a Titan right in the middle of the city and basically repeats what happened to them on the first episode and just starts gutting everybody. And the people that are there are just like, oh my god, the demons are attacking! Blah, 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 blah. And then, then the more nuanced stuff, Gabby and the hate and all that other stuff.
Gabby is Eren, but stupider.
Yeah, exactly. Gabby is basically the other side's version of Eren. Now, she's not a Titan because it doesn't turn into or anything like that, but she was trying to.
But that's new. That's
a whole nother thing. Watch the show at that point. But that's what we were laying up. So imagine they're attacking and stuff like that, and Izanagi and Izanami just, oh, well, our job is to take out monsters, yokai, demons. These look like monsters to me, and everybody that's a normal human is running.
Literally a monster that shows up later that looks like it could have been a Titan.
Right. So
that's not until chapter.
No.
Chapter 2.
No, that's chapter 0.
No, I'm talking about the one in chapter 2. At a certain point, after a certain something.
At a certain event.
Opens up.
Oh yeah, that don't. No, but I was gonna show this.
Well, I mean, yeah, he looks like a Titan mid-transformation.
Yeah, so... Alright, so I imagine... Okay, so again, they pop up and they're just indiscriminately fighting anything that's a Titan, right? So Armin didn't transform immediately. He kind of popped up at the last second, but Eren was there, right? So I imagine Eren, Warhammer Titan, they're duking it out. And then Izanagi and Izanami, hey, you look pretty strong, right? So they jump in, and I imagine they both take a person to fight. I honestly feel like Izanagi's immediately going to look at Eren and be like, yeah, let's go, right? Eren's sloppy.
Crazy. Eren is sloppy. He learned as he went.
But, what, like you said last night when we were initially talking about it, Eren can see his future.
Right. So Eren can see his own past, present, and future and all the previous holders.
Right.
The previous holders don't affect this fight.
Right. And so because he could see his future and there's some more nuance behind it, there's an opportunity for him to attempt to change it. So the hardest part is, does he have a means to change it to where he can beat Izanagi? And just to show you guys, not to go too far into the book, this is the first couple pages, there is an opportunity. What does that look like to y'all? What does that look like in mid-transformation? It's
not. That's as far as it goes. That's just
right. It's not actually a Titan as it is in Attack on Titan, but it is comparable in strength. But that's a whole nother type of yokai and all that other stuff, which I feel like is the Titans are loosely based off of. But more on that at another time.
They always base stuff off.
But if somebody has some sort of foresight, can they defeat a god? I don't think so. I don't think so, because I feel like even we've seen, and again, going based on feats, again, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys if you haven't read it, but based on the feats that we have for Izanagi and Izanami, I don't feel like just the hardening ability of the Titans and the strength that they've demonstrated is enough, right? Ooh, you can knock down walls and stuff. They can do that too, right? That's like that's what else can you do? You're lifting boulders and you're just giant, and the amount of stuff you can pick up is what's the difference. But again, Aaron Sloppy, he can predict, he can see the future of himself, but based on the end of the series, which I won't say out loud, he could only do so much to lead to the conclusion. Because if they were all powerful,
now, of course, well, never mind.
Go ahead. That's also slight spoilers.
That's also stuff that has been. I'm going to stay away from things that haven't been animated. Like
yeah.
Because some people only watch it.
Right. And so yeah.
That's fair.
Right, and that's fair.
I don't have. Especially with Attack on Titan, I don't blame you. It's too much words in that manga.
Oh man, we read that manga. Oh my gosh, it was a dissertation each month. I'm like, yo, this is a lot of politics and dialogue.
At least every other chapter was just like, I feel like I'm reading.
And then when they started
Hamilton's proclamation.
Oh my gosh, we're reading the Reynolds pamphlet right now. But like legit, surreal. Did I send that to y'all? Did you read the Reynolds pamphlet, by the way? It's ridiculously long and just wordy for no reason.
We stared at it.
Like the Kojiki, I started reading that yesterday. There is a lot of such and such begat this person, begat this person, begat this person, and the names are so... anyway. He said, read it. Are you crazy? Boy, are you crazy?
Like, you really think you read that? I didn't even read it.
I read it.
Yeah, you started reading it, and you got you didn't finish it.
Yeah, I finally got to them. Like, man, this man, like, I've never seen anybody beat around the bush to dive right into it. You know what I mean? Like,
so hard.
Like, oh my God.
Like
that sounds like the one book of the Bible where they just went through the lineage. Right.
That's the whole
but
thing.
Imagine that being the whole,
like
the whole first 7 sections of the Kojiki is that.
So just imagine, what are the first 10 books of the Bible called? They have a specific name.
The Old Testament? The Torah?
No, just the first.
Oh, sections. Such and such begat this person.
The first 7 have like a specific name that you're called when they're all together. But I don't remember. But just like imagine first few books of the Bible. That's all. That's
man,
all
and because they're talking about the birth of the countries. They're talking about, because the gods in the Kojiki, the gods birth the countries, or the islands rather too. Right, so they're birthing the land masses, then they birth the... Izanagi and Izanami, not in our story, but in the actual lore, had 45... birthed 45 different deities. In ours, 3.
That's not entirely.
Huh?
We just haven't seen some of them.
Well, in ours, together they birthed 3. And then...
We show you 3.
Izanagi, just like in the Kojiki... then eventually births Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, and Susanoo. Yeah.
Time skips, so
yeah.
Who knows what happened in those time skips?
If
any other children actually exist out there that we're not talking about yet.
From beginning to end of this, there is such a time skip that's just happening seamlessly. Many years are passing within this
first 5 pages.
First couple pages here.
So who knows who could have been begotten?
Right. Oh my God.
In those pages during that time, and just we're not talking about yet.
So, in our attempt to not spoil our own book and Attack on Titan, the feats that we have laid out for Izanagi and Izanami, the attack potency of the Titans is not enough. If they gang up on them, I feel like maybe if they did the hardening thing on them instead, like trap them in the thing where they couldn't really move. Like imagine Izanagi's mid swing and they tried to use the hardening thing.
Harden others because
think about they hardened the wall.
Yes, but that was the wall.
Right.
And actually they used their hardening on the wall per se. They didn't necessarily harden.
So what if then? So because Aaron got really expert level with this. Let's say he grabs Izanagi, right? They're mid fight. he jumps up and Eren grabs him, hardens everything, with still holding Izanagi and hardens around him to where he's just stuck like this, like mid swing or something, right? And then gets out and then retransforms. Yeah.
Annie's stuck.
Well, because Annie decided to just harden herself.
Yeah.
But Eren hardened the Titan body, dipped out, and then retransformed while that was still standing there hardened.
Did he harden the neck?
Well, he hardened his whole body and it stayed, that Titan form stayed hardened. He left that and then got out and retransformed while that was still there.
I was trying to remember if the nape was hardened as well.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to worry about hardening the nape of that one because...
Exactly. Then you just get out through the nape. It wasn't hardened, that's how you got out. If it was hardened, then they can get out through the hardening. I feel like...
Well, I'm talking about... Well, again, if he's got Izanagi in his hand...
I'm talking about how would Eren get out?
Well, however he got out in the show. Semantics. However he got out in the show of his own body. Right. But now, I'm talking about Izanagi being trapped.
I'm aware of who you're talking about being trapped. I was just saying, how does Eren get out if he hardens his entire body? So he doesn't harden.
Oh, I thought you remembered the point in the show. My bad.
I didn't.
Yeah. So that's how he was when he was in the middle of fighting the Warhammer, and Mikasa came and bailed him out.
Yeah.
There was a point where he hardened himself.
So he didn't harden. So the nape wasn't hardened. So yeah, but yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so right. So let's say again, Eren hardens his Titan at that moment with Izanagi grabbed, leaves that one, retransforms, and goes on the attack, and maybe they all decide to try to jump Izanami. Can they break out of that based on the feats that you've seen? Because I'm writing this. I don't want to have a bias. You're not writing this story.
No.
So, but based on the feats, right? But based on the feats that we have for them.
And then I go far. I don't know, because I mean, if they use it to break the wall, and the Titans can break the wall, but then of course when it comes to hardening, only hardening can break it in the in universe.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question comes down to what they do. I mean, if they're stronger than Titans, and the Titans can break down the walls made out of their own hardening,
mm-hmm.
I guess
well, the only
should be able to break the hardening.
And I guess
it would take a struggle,
right? And the reason why I feel like that's a valid question is because even Eren trying to get the shifter of the Warhammer Titan, he couldn't break the hardening. He had to use the Jaw Titan.
In order to go through the hardening, you need to use hardening. So he had to use the Jaw Titan, whose teeth are hardened.
Which, you know what? And this has turned more into talking about Attack on Titan briefly. But why didn't he harden his own teeth? You have a precision with the hardening that you've demonstrated. Why did you need the Jaw Titan in order to do what you could have done?
Because it looked cooler and gross.
It did look cooler. I feel like that'd be one of those moments where it's just like, oh no, do they have the upper hand? But Izanami would probably just, oh, okay. Anyway, again, she has more technique. She has better grace with her movement.
Like, okay.
So she'd be like, oh man, stupid, you are so, I don't even know the word she would use. Careless, I guess.
And then time jumped, she would just destroy. But we're talking about.
Oh, we're talking about. Yeah. We can't spoil that. But yeah, I feel like she'd be like, "Oh, you're so careless," and break him out of the thing, and he'd just be like, "Man, shut up!" Right? That have some playful banter. But him by himself, I feel like he would get himself caught in a corner. I feel like. Never mind. Based on what we've seen of the Titans, they wouldn't think to do that. They wouldn't think to harden themselves while holding them. But he didn't in the thing. In any of his battles, he never thought to do that. Now, I think a more interesting fight, if we were to do the Titans, is have the rumbling happen. And I'm not going to go into that. If you know what the rumbling is, you know what the rumbling is.
I don't feel like they'd get overwhelmed, though. And I thought about that earlier.
Yeah,
I thought about the whole rumbling thing, and I thought about the
very end of the
series, like chapter 2 chapters from the end.
Yeah,
because it's too many chapters for me to remember how many chapters there were.
Right.
I thought about that and what could happen with all those Titans, and if they would be overwhelmed. And I feel like maybe they could be slightly overwhelmed, but they would get through it.
Right. Okay.
I mean, literally in chapter 0, which is the only part we're talking, we see them go against
Get chapter
yokai.
0. Get chapter 0.
An abundance of yokai. I don't think we even really show how many they end up going
against
at one time. And they're just blah, 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 chop, squish, slice, just.
So again, anybody that's just now joining, we're talking about our book, The Unbeloved. At the moment, we're talking about if our characters Izanagi and Izanami can stand up against the Titans from Attack on Titan. We're trying our best not to spoil either for you. We want you to go ahead and visit midnightcomics.org. At the very least, check out the preview for Chapter 0, a good couple pages, and on the last page you get to see the type of threats that they do face consistently in the story. We definitely want to invite you to definitely pick up the book. It is available digitally, so you can go ahead and check that out while we're still talking about it. You can see some of the feats that they have. And eventually I want to talk spoiler talk for this issue specifically, because there's a lot that transpires in there. A lot that transpires in that one. And then also, if you really like it, Chapter 1's already out too. So definitely check out both of those. They're both available digitally on midnightcomics.org. Preview for both of those are up. Hell, a preview for Chapter 2 Part 1 is up on the website right now as well. That'll be which showcases a character that we have going against somebody very interesting in a different What If Wednesday scheduled out. But we did a whole long roundabout way discussion to basically say this is like Lubu versus fodder. Okay, like this is, if you've ever played Dynasty Warriors, you know who Lubu is.
Izanagi's design is somewhat inspired by.
He's more inspired by Zhang Fei, actually.
Okay, this is true because the hair. And
and the mustache
and the mustache and the body type.
The body type, yeah.
Is definitely more Zhang Fei. Zhang Fei is fine.
Yeah. But yeah, we made a long roundabout way, and I will say this: we're gonna try to. I think it's easy for me to be fair in debates in regards to characters and stuff like that.
Let's go feats.
We're gonna go based on feats.
Do feats, not feelings.
Feats, not feelings. Stealing that from Tashi J here. But that's the case. Like we go feats, not feelings, right?